Hey guys, this is Second Coming, and this is the first copy I made when we self-publish. No edits, um, no real anything, And this is the book I actually sent to an aunt of mine when I first did it, and she actually did all of the edits for me by hand. I still have that handwritten edit that she did for this very, very long book. It's a very good book. We recently just we're redoing it to be more modern about the author. Look at old stuff like this. Rick and Sabrina Valentine reside in Portland, Oregon with their dog Max. When they are not camping or hiking, they're usually on a road trip searching for their next adventure. Don't stop believing. Can't believe that was like nearly 16 years ago. So weird. No, this is a very random video, but I saw this one and this was weird. And I was like, man, I saw this book and I just want to read it. I want to pick up and do the edits. And there's so much editing that needs to be done. Jay woke up on the side of a mountain to the smell of roasting meat. He rolled over and saw he was lying beside a campfire with what looked like a rabbit roasting over it. Well, nice to have you back, Sleeping Beauty, teased Bob. He smiled as Jay jumped at the sound of his voice. Who's there? Called Jay. But he was not afraid. Whoever brought him here could not have hurt him before. Whoever brought him here could have hurt him before if he'd wanted to. Bob walked out of the shadows that cloaked him and allowed himself to be seen. He was a little surprised that Jay couldn't make him out in the shadows, but then a lot of things about this Jesus surprised him. I think we need no introduction since it was you who summoned me, he answered smugly. What? I summoned you? Who are you? A sense of dread filled Jay's stomach, and in his heart he thought he knew. Hi, I'm Bob, the angel of death, at your service. The end. That's the end of Second Coming. This book is actually one of my greatest life's works. Anybody who's gotten the early editions of it know they've gotten a lot of unedited stuff, but all of it's original. Nothing's repeated. None of it's rhetoric. All of it is a mixture of my dreams and actual things that happened in real life. So, is water into water vodka the only trick you can do? Queried Tad. We tried it over 20 times since we arrived back into the room, with everyone getting a chance to verify the results. I don't know. Gabe was really vague. He said I can do whatever I want, whatever I can do. Didn't give me much else to go on. Man, how in the hell can I be Jesus? I pondered aloud, still ruling. Jonas took $1 bill out of his pocket. Turn this into a $100 bill, he prodded anxiously. I concentrated, trying to feel the need like I felt for the vodka. The dollar bill changed right before my eyes, right into Monopoly money. Jonas looked at me incredulously. I smiled weakly and concentrated again, trying to get it back to its original form. Nothing happened. Well, I guess we can cross off personal gain, Jonas scoffed mildly. And maybe even Jesus, discounted Phil, drawing everyone's stares. Oh, come on. I'm not the only one thinking it. I grew up with him. I know at least a few things about Jesus. They couldn't be more different. Well, I don't know if he's Jesus, but he's something all right, remarked Bart. Look, I know none of you know much about me, but I like it that way. But maybe I've been wrong. Jay, make me a picture of white lightning, and let's get this story out while I still can, he rumbled solemnly. What transpired next was Bart's tale. Now, if you guys, this is a side note. were watching earlier about my shorter tale about the sons of thunder, and when my husband laughed when there was a biblical verse about the sons of thunder. Bart is one of the leading people in the group of the sons of thunder, and before we even knew they were biblical, he was already in this biblical adaptation that we done. But let me go on. And this is Bart's story. I was a Southern Baptist minister, devout since a boy. My father was the pastor of Mount Pleasant Baptist Church, and when he passed away, I stepped into his shoes. I started with my flock young. I was just 23. He smiled and took a long drink of the white lightning. Jasmine came to my church with a visiting choir, and it was like the heavens opened up for me. I courted her with vigor. She had honey brown eyes, thick curly hair, and skin the color of cocoa. His eyes glazed over as if he could see her. Her smile was the sunrise, with enough persuasion, we started dating. I thought it was God shining on me, that he favored me. He laughed bitterly and drank deeply again. We married in my father's church, but 8 months to the day that we met. My mother was still alive then. She lived long enough to see our daughter born. We named her Carmen, after my mother. She was a beautiful child, and I loved her more than my life. His voice cracked, and his eyes reddened with unshed tears. Our church wasn't in the best of neighborhoods, but we made it work. The older I got, the more the addicts just seemed to be moving in. Crack just made his introduction into our small town. It was cutting a sure path of destruction. Our church had been broken into a few times. Nothing much was taken, though. Mostly just vandalism. He swirled the contents of his pitcher around, staring thoughtfully into its depths. My wife was out there almost every day, passing out food, diapers, anything she could scrounge up to help those poor women and children. Oh God, she was an angel. He was visibly shaking then, eyes glazed over, far away. Ita, I said.